Hola, mi gente. Welcome to Spanish for Beginners. Today, we're going to study word intonation or word stress in Spanish. We're going to use our book, Spanish for Beginners A1 by Javier Baez. You can find it on Amazon. Okay, so let's begin. So here on my board, you see that I have two words, the word amor and the word amigo, right? So that means that we have two rules that we're going to go by to understand how to pronounce and stress words correctly in Spanish. The first word that we're going to use is the word amor. So the amor rule says if the word ends in a consonant, for example, R, D, T, then you stress the last syllable. So see, amor has a and more, two syllables. So you stress the last one, amor. Why do you do that? Because it sounds better. If you do it backwards, you stress the a first, you say amor. So that is very stressful on your voice, and then you're probably going to get hurt. So all you have to do is follow the rule of the consonant at the end, and then stress the last syllable. So if you see a word, for example, amor, you stress the last syllable. Amor. Another word would be, for example, the word for city. Ciudad. You stress the end, ciudad. Okay? The second rule is the amigo rule. The amigo rule says if you have a word that ends in one of the five vowels, a, e, I, o, u, plus two consonants, n or s, then all you do is stress the second last syllable. For example, in this case would be mi, amigo. So you're flat on a, raise your voice in mi, and then flat on go. Amigo. Now, if you pronounce it any other way, it will sound off. Some examples will be the word casa, house, or libros, books. And some examples of the amor rule could be also some of the verbs in Spanish. For example, the verb to eat, comer. Comer. Now, for all these rules, there will be some exceptions, and you will see that the exceptions will be marked with a tilde. So we have something called the tilde rule. La tilde. For example, the word música. Música has a little tilde on the U. That means that now you have to stress the word on the first syllable, música. But according to the rules, it should be in the second last one because it's in A, like the amigo. But if you pronounce it according to the rules, then it will be more difficult to pronounce. You will have to say música, and better to say música, which is easier. So when you see a tilde or a little line like that on top of a vowel, you are to ignore all the rules and follow the stress mark. It's called tilde. One example would be the word Bogota instead of Bogota, or Canada instead of Canada, or the word for tree, árbol instead of árbol. Okay, so that's the lesson on how to stress words in Spanish. Remember, if you see a word, it doesn't matter what it is, you will look at it at the end and see, okay, ends in a consonant, I stress the end. For example, amor, comer. Ends in a vowel, I, U, N or S, you stress before the end, like amigo. If it doesn't play by the rules, you will see a tilde on it like in música. Okay, amigos, gracias, adiós.